Welcome to Argo News. I'm NC Netanai.
And I'm Nigel Lambie.
16.1 is the start of the annual CrossFit season to see who will be crowned the fittest on Earth.
The CrossFit Open to find the fittest on Earth is finally here.
It's a 20-minute AMRAP, so that means for 20 minutes you're going to go get as many reps as possible. And essentially what it is you lunge down 20 or so feet, you do 8 burpees, lunge back. This whole time you're holding the bar overhead that you're lunging, so it's overhead walking lunges. I left that part out. And then you do 8 chest-to-bar pull-ups. So from a dead hang, pulling up to your chest, touches the bar, and then repeat 7 more times. This is my favorite part. Everybody's extremely upbeat, and essentially everybody's developing some kind of mental fortitude. So it's like a battle within yourself, but at the same time, everybody around you is generally supportive. It's like a small little family. All my family's in Indiana, but my removed family essentially is here. Anybody can do it. So we take everybody from your top level athletes, special forces guys, all the way to your next door neighbor who's a grandma, who's overweight, who is out of shape, who hasn't worked out ever. And we take them and we scale movements to where they can do the movements, some variety that's like the movement or uses the same muscle groups or gets the same stimulus. And from there we develop fitness, and eventually they should be to where they can do the movements just like everybody else. So like I said, CrossFit's a sport. And the people that do the best in the open, they go to what's called regionals, and that's everybody in 6 sectors of the United States. They split it up. So the 6 or 7 southeastern states, the one that we're in, the southeast region, they all come together, and for a weekend they compete against each other. The top 3 go to what's called the CrossFit Games, and that's where the top 30 athletes in CrossFit in the world come together and compete against each other, and the person who wins is crowned the fittest in the world.
Test your fitness with 16.1. I'm Ben White reporting for Argo News.
Bridge is an addictive game with a large following here in Pensacola. Reporter Jenna Bailey brings some insight into the Bridge community.
Are you looking for a fun way to pass the time that's both mentally engaging and beneficial to your community?
We frequently have games where all the profit from that game goes to a local charity. This month it's Manna Food Bank to help with tornado relief. It's set up with a tray where all 4 hands are in a slot, and you play the hand, you put the hand back in the tray, and you pass the tray to the next table, so every table in the room plays the same hand. There's only one location locally, and that's at 1200 North 12th Avenue at the Bridge Club Center. We have these tournaments where we could have anywhere from 35 to 40 tables in a session, and the sessions are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And they happen, here and in Fort Walton, Mobile. So there's an opportunity to do well against a larger competitive group frequently. There are no prizes per se, but when you play and compete, you win points when you do well. And we have a scale of points to show how you compare to other bridge players across the world. We do have beginners classes and even intermediate classes. All that information is on our website, PensacolaBridgeClub.com. It forces you to concentrate. It's just an all-around good, healthy mental exercise. Even though there's not a lot of socializing during play, it is a social event, and it's a chance to meet with other people and have a little fun and a little snack and just have a good time.
If you want to know what it feels like to be a bridge addict, then the Pensacola Bridge Club Center is the place for you. I'm Jenna Bailey reporting for Argo News.
Are you prepared in case severe weather happens again? Reporter Rebecca Worley has some tips on what you can do to prepare.
When a natural disaster hits, you might feel like you're alone. But don't worry, you're not. The Escambia Search and Rescue is here to help.
When we deployed, I was on the 2nd team that went in, and what we found was severely damaged apartment buildings in the complex and a very wide debris field that was scattered across the GE plant and further east from there. And we were tasked with searching the debris field. So we had teams assigned to spread out and go up the middle and around both flanks in the debris field. If you're displaced from your home, one thing is check with local officials, call in and let them know where you are, because we're out there looking for you until we know where you are. And it's best to call in with the police or the fire department, any first responder service, and let them know that you're okay and where you're at. Other than that, if you have left your home, don't come back to your house until you know it's clear. There may be power lines down, or the structure itself may be dangerous to go into. So it's best just to stay away until it's cleared. I think one of the best things is to stay in touch with weather alerts. And as soon as you get a warning, it's good to pre-think it and consider a possible place to go in the event of a tornado. Sometimes you don't have enough warning and you have to stay where you're at, but there may be a particular place in your house that's safer, such as a hall, and possibly prepare some bedding or something to create some cushions. Or you may have a safe room that's a little more protected than the rest of the house, and that's the best thing to do.
During a storm, all you can do is make sure that you are prepared, listen to your radio or your TV, and make sure you know what's going on. I'm Rebecca Worley reporting for Argo News.
You've heard of wine tasting, but distilled spirits can have the same sophistication. Our Argo News reporter has more.
It's been a while since those 2016 New Year's resolutions, but it's not too late to come and try something new.
So a lot of guys run into it a little earlier in their age, you know, rum and coke, which after doing some research I found out is the most ordered cocktail in the world, just simple rum and coke, Cuba Libre, squeeze a lime, you know. But it's a sweet drink, and around that age I'm just looking for every sweet thing I can get my hands on, basically. So probably would say it's about 21, college type scenario. Especially the night of the class, people are extremely interested in the specific things that we're teaching. So they'll come to the bar. They usually come, start tabs right before the class. They'll order their usual round. If you're a wine person, you're drinking wine, beer, whatever liquor you're drinking. And then after the class, after we sort of introduce them to a lot of new concepts, they'll come to the bar and you'll see the beginning of their bar tabs look a little more familiar and suited to what they would normally drink, and then the last few items be a little more just be a little more varied and sort of, you know, courageous in a sense, I guess. Try out these weird new cocktails that they would normally not normally wouldn't anticipate from them.
Come and explore the varied world of rum here at the Pensacola Fish House. I'm Incy Netanai, reporting for Argo News. Men and women of the armed forces are in luck here in Pensacola. Here's Tony Reed with more on the story.
The Pensacola Vet Center offers a wide array of services to meet the needs of military members and their families.
There's 3 missions to the Vet Center, and those are clinical. So we do a lot of clinical work, whether it's individual, group, families. So whatever the veteran needs, and their families need, we're going to try to make sure that we can provide that if they meet our eligibility criteria. Other aspects that we do is information and referral. We have a ton of people that call every day, day in, day out, and offer or ask questions literally as far as, can you take care of my animal, because they see vet center and they think veteran or veterinarian. So we have to kind of let them know that we don't take care of animals. To also pointing them in the right direction for getting in touch with the service officer for filing claims, pointing them in the right direction for getting care for their physical needs and other mental health needs that they may have. So really answering the questions any question that they have. So that's another aspect. And then we also do a lot of outreach. We have, this particular vet center has a 38-foot RV, that we take from Mississippi to east of Bay County. So we have a very wide area that this vet center covers with our mobile vet center as well, and do a lot of outreach in the communities to let veterans know what services they're eligible for and what services the vet center itself can offer.
The Pensacola Vet Center also offers their services to active duty military members. I'm Tony Reed reporting for Argo News.
2 weeks ago, musician Marlo Shepard took his first musical tour and made a stop in good old Pensacola. Reporter Karina DeGregorio has more.
Vinyl, one of the hidden treasures of today's society.
Well, this is the 16th stop of a 41-city tour. I'm in 41 cities in 41 days, and the tour started in Indianapolis 16 days ago, and I basically have been making my way south. The whole album is just a love letter. I sort of classify it as street jazz. They're really short and simple songs, and they were influenced a lot by the Southeast, certainly New Orleans, Birmingham, Mobile, Mississippi, Memphis, just sort of the roots of American music. So certainly Nashville and Memphis and New Orleans and Birmingham are at the core of the album. So it's very important that I be here and play. I'm really excited to be in Florida. I love being here, and there's a great music scene. You guys have a great legacy here in Florida. Wonderful artists over the years were born and raised here, artists that I grew up on, and I'm excited to be here. My music leans towards vinyl. It sounds better that way, and it's much more easy to grasp how to make a living doing this by selling vinyl and playing live shows. To be here at the Music Box in Pensacola, it's a fantastic record store, and they've been around for I think 3 or 4 years. So hopefully people will take notice of this shop. It's good guys here, and come out and pick up the record. The record will be here. It's just a self-titled Marlo Shepard album.
Check out marloshepard.com to hear his music, or just buy one of his vinyls. I'm Karina DeGregorio reporting for Argo News.
The Bayou Hills Run has supported the Creative Learning Academy since 1978. Blake Baylor has more.
Running for a cause isn't new, but when it's for the education of a new generation, it becomes something of a new importance.
Well, Creative Learning Academy is an independent school in Pensacola. We are one of the only secular schools, so our children come from very diverse backgrounds, a lot of nations represented, a lot of languages represented. We have about 200 students each year. We like to keep it small. It's important for our students to receive personalized, individual attention from their teachers, and they can mentor and lead each other, really. The Bayou Hills Run became a fundraiser and a real community event for CLA, and the funds benefit our students. Everything makes it back into the classroom. So it's hosted in the beginning of March each year, and it not only has a 10K, a 5K, but we offer a kids run. That means there's something, really something for everybody. And one of these postcards I have, we get this out into the community. I don't know if you can see it. We pride ourselves on the Bayou Hills Run being something for every age group. So we have preschoolers through our 80-plus-year-old attendants. Each year we partner with several, more than 24 sponsors come out to partner with Creative Learning Academy to host the Bayou Hills Run. For 2016 Bayou Hills Run, we partnered with the Special Olympics Florida teams of Escambia and Santa Rosa County. So the prizes really begin at the experience of the event, involving free food and fruit donated by Apple Market and Chick-fil-A. And this year we're adding awards for each top runner in each age group. They're all going to get a medal. It's one of the first years we are doing a Bayou Hills Run medal. The runners in this community are very excited and they like their medals. So we're bringing on the medals this year.
To possibly win a medal and support a local school, look for the Bayou Hills Run next year. I'm Blake Baylor, reporting for Argo News.
The Plug Uglies are an organization whose goal is to make sure the music scene around them grows and prospers.
The music scene has changed a lot over the past couple of years, and the Plug Uglies of Pensacola are making sure that they can even keep it alive.
The Plugs, they started, a while back. The real goal is you have the scene slowly dying, and kids aren't going to shows anymore. So we're trying to find a way to motivate kids, get out there, put up flyers, come to shows, and make bands actually feel appreciated. I mean, the ultimate goal is the cultural growth of whatever city your chapter's in. It started out as a MC, like a non-criminal organization, but it was a motorcycle thing at first. But then they realized that all those guys spent more time hanging out, like going to shows and that kind of thing they did riding their bikes. So ultimately it just seemed natural to make this a punk rock crew. And I mean, you have these crews like DKC and lots of kids that do the same stuff we do. But the Plugs were unique in that they were really all about like that old school punk rock sound. And we've diversified since. You have people from all walks of life, all types of music that are represented. But it's kind of whereas most of those crews are based around some particular genre of music, the Plugs are unique in that we are come one, come all. If you love what you do and you do it with passion, then we want you. Go to shows, help your city grow this culture. And even beyond that, when you're driving down the road and you see some homeless guy or something like that, we reach out to those guys and we help them. People say, why do you do that? Like they're just gonna blow it on beer. And we say, what do you think we're gonna blow it on, It's just help grow your community, go to shows, let Pensacola be a home of local music. That's the end goal of the Plugs.
Bands and fans may come and go, but this group of guys and gals are making sure that they stay forever ugly. I'm Ian Frost, reporting for Argo News.
Do you have a passion for fashion? If so, you'll be surprised to know that Pensacola has local designers that are bringing fashion to you.
People from all over Pensacola are walking with class.
The purpose of the Pensacola Ultimate Fashion Collection is for us to reach out to business professionals in the area. So basically what we're trying to do is display the talent in this area. And with that being said, we're gonna have hairstylists, makeup artists, barbers, and fashion designers, which are all local people that's looking for business, exposure, and new clients. Inspiration of putting the show together is basically just growing up in the Pensacola area. It's not a lot here to do. So when you think about upscale stuff and you think about events, big events, we always say, oh, well, I'm gonna go out of town or I'm gonna visit here, and while I'm there, they're gonna have this and that. So I just thought maybe we could do something here local where people would have something to come out, dress up, look nice, have fun, mix and mingle, and be able to potentially meet some business people, have business opportunities, network a little bit. And basically that's what the chamber is all about. We like to put different people in the room to network with other people. Our Women of Power event this year is going to have two parts. Part one is going to be the Pensacola Ultimate Fashion Collection, which is going to be at the Event Center on Navy Boulevard. Doors open at 5 and the show starts at 6. And Wendy Raquel Robinson, special guest, will be there. Part two is going to be our significant annual Women of Power Conference and Luncheon, which is going to be held at UWF in the Commons Center. And it starts at 9, from 9 to 4 that day.
If you're looking for something fun and upscale to do, then the Pensacola Ultimate Fashion Collection is where you need to be. I'm Taja Ng, reporting for Argo News.
UWF is trying to give students the opportunity of what a judged art show is all about. Argo News reporter Robin Medeiros has more on the story.
The Tagged Art Gallery here at the Center for Fine and Performing Arts is hosting an exhibit that could include some of your student peers.
The TAG Student Art and Design Exhibition is an exhibition that's open to all UWF students, regardless of major, and it's a competition. It provides professional experience for those students to experience what it's like to submit their work to a juried competition. Our main goal is to give students an opportunity to showcase what they create, give them an opportunity to share their voices, what they want to communicate to the general public through visual art means. This year we had over 120 submissions, but because of the jury process, it was narrowed down to about 45. And within those 45 selected submissions, we have artwork from drawing, painting, printmaking, ceramics, sculpture, and even sculptural installations that kind of break the traditional mold, if you will, for most art forms. This exhibit will run until the beginning of spring break, so March 13th will be the day that it closes. In terms of our exhibition programming for the rest of the semester, we will be working with a local artist named Christopher White, who kind of takes traditional photography and turns it on its head, and he'll be doing a solo exhibition that opens March 24th. The best place to go to find more information about our tag programming is at our blog, which is easy to find if you just Google Tag UWF. It's the first thing that comes up, and it's a WordPress site.
If you would like to learn more about the Tagged Art Gallery, check out their website or come on down to the Center for Fine and Performing Arts. I am Robin Medeiros, reporting for Argo News.
A source for sustenance and smiles for students can be found just outside of campus. Greg Hartung has more.
Are you seeking a fast food restaurant that actually provides quality food and quality service? Then look no further than this humble establishment.
Chick-fil-A stays with offering chicken because it's a part of the name. I think the founder would have had Mr. Chua would have kept it that way. There's a multifaceted reason of why probably just chicken in terms of supplying and just the consumer base of what type of healthy options they would like. And meat with chicken is a very, since it's a lean meat, not like a red meat, is definitely a big option there. But overall, just name would have to be changed from Chick-fil-A to something else. And so a brand that's been kept up definitely would have to be revamped with that if they changed. For our restaurant here at Chick-fil-A 9 Mile Road, we want to make sure that our guests have the absolute best experience that they have. For our restaurant specifically, we have a lot of students that work at our restaurant here at that are from UWF or PSC, or also Tate High School, the local high school around here. And so we have a lot of people that work here, that have family members, that have friends around the area. And so it's not even just about serving other guests in our area, but it's such a nice family experience, family and friend experience when people come in to visit their friends that are working. And I think that makes the experience better when people come in, and makes it popular. It's because it's a familiar dining experience for them to come into.
While this restaurant only offers one type of meat, your first time will likely not be your last. I'm Greg Hartung, reporting for Argo News.
The creative process can be difficult for some. UWF professor Jim Gibson has a course to ease this burden.
One class at UWF is challenging students to expand their creative mindset.
The ideas class is very personal once I can get people into it and start to get them to realize that they have a lot to say from their subconscious minds. Consciously, they are pretty good, but subconsciously, most don't realize that they've got to involve their subconscious to be really creative people. And this is the only class that I really push the individual, the experiences that you have as an individual, good and bad as you're growing up, and why those are also so important to get people to express themselves honestly. I designed the course because it was very difficult for them. If you gave them an assignment that said, make something that's 6 inches square, make it purple, make it do this, they could do that. But when I would give them an open-ended assignment, they just shook their heads and sat there. And so I thought, no, I've got to develop a course that will be able to take their technical abilities, then take themselves and put it into their artwork. When I was an administrator, I felt like I had a job. When I'm just teaching, I don't even feel like I have a job. I get to share with people all the time. And that's pretty exciting stuff.
The Advanced Ideas and Concepts class gives students the guidance to develop a dialogue between the technical and perceptual methods of the creative process. I'm Robert Brown, reporting for Argo News.
Campus Activity Board holds numerous events on campus to ensure that the students of UWF are entertained.
Not only does UWF advocate studying and education, it also prides itself in providing entertainment for its students.
Okay, so what the Campus Activity Board is, it's
It's a student-run organization funded through SGA, and basically we get an annual budget, and then with this budget, the student board, we plan events for the students, by the students, and it's a group of diverse programs. As far as past events go and current events, we do movie nights, talent show, open mic nights. We've done rap battle in the past, and then our largest event, which is Cab After Dark, which actually is coming up this semester. So the most valuable advice I would give is, honestly, just do it. Like, whether, you know, even though I'm like an advocate for CAB, you know, prime advocate for CAB, but just student involvement in general, like through CAB, I feel like you learn to use your gifts and use your talents, like whether it's participating in our events, whether it's volunteering, like doing different tasks. Like, I feel like many people, like they discover what they like to do, what they really enjoy doing, and it's amazing. Like, it's an amazing thing, like just by learning to work with other people, learning to communicate. Like, CAB helps with all of those things. Professional development, like learning how to send a proper email, you know, something used in everyday life, like things like that really matter. And like the goal of CAB is to not only, you know, benefit the outside students, but the inside students who are actually volunteering and helping out.
It's great to have Campus Activity Board on campus because events like these serve as a stress reliever from academics. I'm Nigel Lambie, reporting for Argo News.
The Friendship Missionary Baptist Church is here to take the power of the choir to new heights.
Ever wonder why the choir sounds so good? Well, we're about to meet the man behind the music.
When I'm directing the choir at rehearsal, we sing as if it's Sunday morning. I feel like every time you have an opportunity to sing to God, you don't sing just because we're practicing. I know it's just a rehearsal, but every time you sing, you should sing to the glory of God. So when we're in our rehearsals, sometimes we can't even finish our songs because God has come in, because we're not just singing because we're in rehearsal, but we're singing because that's what we love to do. The chances are very big. God is opening up many doors in friendship, and we're looking to do something in the near future. I've been speaking with Pastor, and hopefully we'll be able to do something and present something to all God's people, because I feel like that we have a blessed team here, a blessed music ministry here, and I feel that the world needs to hear it.
For more information on Friendship Missionary Baptist Church Music Ministry, go to their website at fmbcpensacola.org. I'm Doomy Jean reporting for Argo News.
There's an expansion of housing hitting the UWF community. Here's Jasmine Shivers with the details.
Are you looking for a new place to call home this fall? Why don't you check out the Next?
The Next apartments were created because there's a need for purpose-built student housing near UWF. There hasn't been any housing added in recent years, and the university continues to grow exponentially. We really like the culture here at UWF, and we think it's going to be a great addition to the community. Our main goal is to be a great neighbor, first of all, to provide an exceptional experience to our future residents, and to help, support UWF and the growth of the university. My job entails various aspects of helping to lease up the property. One of the main aspects of my job is developing relationships with campus department heads, Greek and athletic organizations. Those organizations tend to have a large number of people, and they all want to live in the same location. I also assist with setting up the team and hiring the staff and developing them so they know exactly how to serve our residents and give the best customer service. We're all about customer service here. We are here because of them. Well, some of our benefits include 24-hour amenities. We realize that college students have crazy work hours,